Okay, we've downloaded our example stack, our example project called Put Text in Field. I'm going to double click it to start it up. It starts up, and this example primarily does just one thing. There are two objects on this window, or on this card. We've got one field and one button, and when the user clicks this particular button, it goes ahead and puts some text, in this case the words "Hello World," into the card field. So hello world, and that's pretty much all this particular example does. So how did we create this? Well, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to save this. I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to do New Main Stack. And with the Stack Now window open, I can go ahead and resize it by dragging the corner of the window. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag two objects onto my window. The first object I'm going to drag on is the button. And the second object I'm going to drag onto the card is the field. You can resize any object on your card by just clicking the handles in the corners or in the middle and resizing it. Notice that this particular button just says button. We can give this button a new name, and notice when I double clicked on the button, the property inspector for this particular object popped up. So if I click either one of these, you'll see now I'm looking at the field properties, and here I'm looking at the button properties. So if I want to change something about this particular object, I can go ahead and change the name, and I can say maybe, let's see, click me. And when I do that, that name then will become the text that shows in the button. You'll also notice that right below click me where it says name, you've got a label. So if I were to put some text in there, then that label would actually become the title of that particular button, and that's the text would show. But when you don't have a label, whatever's in the name field becomes what the button shows. And notice that it says right here as one of its properties, show name. So now I've got two objects on my window, or in my card. I've got a field and a button, and if I click the button, nothing happens. You can see it highlight, but that's about it. It doesn't have any actions associated with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an event to this particular button so that when somebody clicks and lets go of the mouse button, something happens in our application. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up this particular property inspector, and to add some kind of event or to code this particular object, I have to edit the script. So I can do that by coming over to this little triangle icon, selecting it, and going down to Edit Script. And then from there I have some mouse objects or mouse events printed for me ahead of time. This one is on mouse up and end mouse up. This is going to surround whatever my code is so that when somebody releases the mouse button over that particular object, in this case a button, some kind of event is going to happen. So the event that's going to happen is we're going to put some text in that field. And the code that we would use to have that happen is just put hello world into card field 1. And that's pretty much it. Come up here to the top and I click apply, and we can try it out. So when I click this button, it's going to register an event in my program, and the code that gets triggered is going to happen when actually I let go of the mouse and the mouse comes up. So I'll press the mouse button down, it highlights the button, and when I let go of the mouse button, that mouse event button will actually insert the text hello world into card field 1. And there it is.